Hello everyone, it's Old Guardian here. There's plenty of Theorycrafting to do for Descent of Dragons, and in this video I want to take a look at something that's not a Highlander and not a Galakrond deck. So those are kind of the obvious ones that will be around, but how about just a Burn Mage, Freeze Mage? That style of deck, I think there's something interesting that can be going on over here, because obviously there's Alexstrasza. You can put your opponent down to 15 health. And then Dragoncaster, Battlecry. If you're holding a dragon, your next spell this turn costs 0. So with Dragoncaster you can cast Pyroblast for 0. And then you would have 4 mana left over to cast a Fireball. So Alexstrasza followed by Pyroblast plus Fireball. 16 damage. Boom. Dead. There's also something to be said about the Azure Explorer, one of the dragons. Dragoncaster requires you to hold a dragon, so you need a deck with a bunch of dragons in it. You don't need a whole lot of dragons, because you're going to do these things fairly late in the game, but you do need some, and Azure Explorer, Battlecry discover a dragon, so this replenishes your dragon count so that you're able to hold a dragon, and spell damage +2, so that also kind of directs Mage into this sort of burn plan. And then you can do Pyroblasts, Fireballs, Frostbolts. Then Malygos Aspect of Magic can discover some spells, including an 8 damage Fireball can be discovered with Malygos. Then there's Caligos, which can also discover some spells. It can also allow you to shoot some Pyroblasts for free. There's a bunch of interesting things that you could do. And then you can just, other than that, you can just freeze the board, stall the game, Ray of Frost, Frost Nova, Blizzard, Doomsayers, then Flame boards to get rid of some early boards. I'd be a little hesitant to call it a Freeze Mage because you do need a few dragons, so I opted to include Twilight Drakes, although maybe it's possible to just go with the Azure Explorers, and then the Malygos, Caligos, Alex, so maybe you don't even need the Twilight Drakes. That's one path you could take this deck, cut even that, put in more card draw. Right now it's Arcane Intel, Acolyte of Pain. There's no Novice Engineers here, maybe there could be, so perhaps it could be streamlined even more towards that combo. Right now with the Twilight Drake included, it's more of the Burn Mage style than Freeze Mage style, so you have some minions as well that can do things. There are some hard choices when building this deck, like whether to include Twilight Drake, and one of the consequences of those hard choices that you can see in this build is that there's only one Arcane Breath in this. I really wanted to have 2, but I just couldn't figure out what to give up. Do I give up like one of the Dragoncasters? Do I go with just one Dragoncaster? But that seemed a little low, because I really also wanted to have Rays of Frost, so that I can freeze stuff. And this Dragoncaster Pyroblast Fireball isn't even the only way to build this deck, because I also considered an Archmage Antonidas build quite a lot actually. I find it difficult to fit them in the same deck, maybe even that is possible if you cut the Twilight Drakes, perhaps that can be done too. So you can see we're already looking at least 3 different types of branches here. But anyway, one way to put in Antonidas would be to cut the Dragoncasters and the Pyroblasts. And then you could put in Antonidas, you could put in the second Arcane Breath. You would have a couple of more slots available for something. Because even those Fireballs can be pretty sweet when you have the Azure Explorer also to give you some spell damage. So it doesn't all have to be Highlander all the time. I think this sort of Burn Mage or Freeze Mage is fairly promising. It will be interesting to see how to build it. Can I add maybe a little bit more card draw? Maybe I go with an even more Barebones Dragon package. Maybe with the Dragoncaster Pyroblast, maybe with Antonidas, maybe with both. Still a few ways to build this deck, but the real gist of this video is just to present these ideas and alternatives and ways that you can start working on this archetype once the expansion comes. So, something else than Highlander and Galakrond might also be possible in Descent of Dragons. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed the show, please click the like button and subscribe to my channel for more.